Hey, what is up YouTube? Adam back here, and today I have a comparison between old CAC and new CAC, and right now I'm comparing the 501st Trooper. This is solvent printed, I'm not sure what the word is, solvent printed and decaled, and this one is fully printed, pad printed, and the only difference is this is a 501st Trooper, this is Sergeant Apo, but they were pretty much the closest troopers I could find. I don't have the 501st Trooper, which is surprising because I have 44 CAC figs, and somehow I don't have the 501st Trooper, but I have Sergeant Apo. So, yeah, so I'm going to be comparing these. I'm going to go start with the front, of course, which is what I'm doing now, and then I'm going to turn them, and I'm going to compare the arms on each side, and then, of course, I will do the back. And yeah, so let's get right into this. So as you can tell, the blue on this is a little bit faded. That is because, I mean, it's pretty old. I believe this is it from 2012 or 2011, somewhere around there. If Tyler's watching this, he can correct me, because I have no idea, honestly. And this one is from 2016 is when I bought it, but I mean, I think it's still the same one they're producing, obviously. But you can definitely tell right off the bat that this one's color has not faded at all, and this one's color has, probably because of the decals. But yeah, so you can tell on the torso, the first thing that's different is the torso is a little bit more open, I would say, on the top, and this one's a little bit more compressed up here. So they definitely fixed that. They still have the same little marking, but this little area over here is different. It's a little bit more wider and a little bit more like the actual Lego figures they produced, like the Phase 1 clones. As you can see, I'll throw one up here. You can see how big like this part is compared to this, and then you can see definitely the newer ones are definitely a little bit more compressed, which really gives a better look for it, I think, and it really makes the figure like the symbol on the chest really stand out, and it's really nice. And yeah, so then you can see the pockets are a little bit different. There's a little bit of a black outline around the middle pockets. Still, they do not use the black piece right there, which is really nice. It's something that Lego has never done. But the legs and the torso connect, and they'll form the belt, and it's really cool. And on the newer version, you can see there's a little bit of a different design. There's a little bit more space on the edges, I notice, and there's a little bit more gray outlining than black outlining. But yeah, it's really cool. And next on to the legs. The legs over here, the knee pads are almost the same. They're almost identical, as you can see. Very cool. This one's outline on the bottom is a little bit smaller than the other one in height. And as you can also tell over here, they have one little gray marking right there, and over here they have a bunch of little markings along here. We have the knee pads connecting up, and then we have the little gray piece that goes and connects these two black lines, and over here it's just black lines pretty much coming down. But I mean, I still like the look of this one. It's just a little bit more plain than this one. This one is definitely standing out a lot more. And yeah, so now we will change around, and you can see the side of the helmets pretty much identical on I mean, there's 5 markings over here, there's 5 over here. This one is compressed, this one's a little bit farther apart, and on the little stripe, this one connects all the way through. This one has a little bit of a buffer, it looks like, which is pretty fine. And obviously this one has the arrow because that is Apo and that's a 501st Trooper. But they're pretty much the same on the helmets, other than a couple little markings, and the complete helmet mold is different. As you can see, this one's a little bit fatter than that one. That's because it's completely different. And I believe this looks like it was decaled. The helmet is definitely decaled. I think the arms are decaled. The torso and the legs look maybe printed. But yeah, you can see the comparison. And yeah, so now we will move on to the arms. All right, so here is the left arm. The figure's left arm, our right, but yeah, so the arms are pretty much identical on each side, so I'm not really going to go into a lot of detail on the other arm because I believe they are the same, but you can see the similarities. There are definitely a few a lot of similarities, a few differences, like they're pretty tiny and hard to notice. But you can see the blue shoulder pad's the same, little black outline around it is pretty much the same. I'd say this one's a little bit thicker, the new one, and I kind of like that. And then the gray one, of course, is same line, and then this gray line up here is actually filled in over here. Got the same black line and then the same little black outline below it, and then we got the same blue outline. That one's a little bit faded actually, but it's there. And yeah, so let's move on to the other arm. Not going to go into too much detail about it. All right, so here's the other arm. You can see it's pretty much identical as the other one. I'd actually say this shoulder pad looks a little bit bigger now than the other one. On the other side, it didn't look as big, but you can definitely see the difference now. The blue shoulder pad on the old ones used to be bigger, and you can see the same difference. This one's filled in, that one's not. The same black lines, pretty much everything's the same. And I just noticed that this one has a little bit more of the outline of the actual piece on the bottom. So you can see it's a little bit thicker, but it still looks really nice. And yeah, so now we'll move on to the back of the minifigure. All right, so here's the back of the minifigures. I honestly, there's a lot of differences on this back piece, and you can see they both have white legs. We'll start on the bottom. The belt on the newer one is a little bit higher, I noticed, and there's an extra black line with some gray outlines over here. These ones, they have the gray outline, but they don't have this extra black line, and it makes it look a little bit plain, but that's okay. And the height on the gray outlines is definitely, I think, made to fill space that this one pretty much accomplished just by adding that little line. And then you can see the difference in the prints on the back. You can see the gray outline on this side to make it look a little bit like a half circle. And then it's filled in blue. Same thing over here, except it's modeled after Legos pretty much. And it doesn't have the curves or anything. And then we got the bigger black little sidebars in the top thing. And these ones are about the same size as the Lego one, I'd say. But it still looks pretty cool. And yeah, last thing is the helmet, the back of the helmet, that is. And you can definitely see there, this one's helmet, the back of this helmet is actually really, really detailed and has a nice black line, has a nice other black line coming down, has a nice gray color that really makes it shine. And I kind of like it better than the back of this helmet, honestly. But again, it's just, I mean, this one has a cleaner print, doesn't look as much decaled. This one definitely you can tell is printed, and the little line's thinner, which makes it look a little bit more accurate, but that might just be because it's Apo. I'm not sure. I probably should have compared the same figure, but this is as close as I get, you guys. Hopefully I can do another one of these in the future where I actually have one, and I think of the same figure, and I think LifeBricks will be uploading a video with comparing one of the old CAC figs, and it's the actual one that he has of the newer version as well. Sorry for my voice cracks. Anyway, but yeah, you can see very cool figures. They both have very nice detailing, and yeah, I mean, they're just really cool. And you can see this one has the clone head, classic clone head, and this one actually has a black one just because I didn't buy the printed face. But yeah, still very nice figures. And thank you to Bravo Bricks. You can go follow him on Instagram. He gave me the 501st old CAC figure. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe for more. And let's hope this gets on the CAC website.